This is Audible.
Sinful King, a Kings of Vegas novel. Written by Natalie Kane. Performed in duet by Avery Karras and Teddy Hamilton. Please know that your mental health is always the most important thing. If you don't have triggers, you can skip ahead to avoid spoilers. This book contains content that some viewers might consider troubling, including, but not limited to, explicit sex, BDSM, public sex, the talk of child abuse, graphic torture, talk of loss of a parent, kidnapping, and murder on the page. Always protect yourself first.
Prologue. Roman. According to legend, along with songs, movies, and pop culture, the mob runs Vegas. That's fucking bullshit, because my three brothers and I are the kings of Sin City. Each of us has our specialty, our niche, if you will. Call us the Mafia, organized crime, or whatever label helps you sleep at night. It doesn't fucking matter. We run this town. Nothing happens that we don't know about. Politicians, in our pocket. Police, under our thumbs. We own this city, and we always will. Nothing will ever derail our power.
Chapter 1. Lulu. I'm going to be late for class, I announce as I walk into the kitchen where I've been summoned to have breakfast with my father. I have no interest in sitting anywhere near that man. Ever. I can't stand him. He doesn't particularly like me either, and he doesn't pull any punches with that. Literally. I still have bruises on my back from the last time I got in his way. I'd like to avoid him as much as possible. So why does he want to enjoy a meal with me now?
Sit,
he says, pointing at the seat across from him where eggs, potatoes, bacon, and toast are already piled up just the way I like them. Thanks to Iris, our housekeeper and cook. She's bustling about the kitchen, pretending not to listen.
You're not going to class today.
I don't trust this man, and I never cross him. So I sit. Dad's dressed in his black suit, the way he is every day. I've never seen him out of a suit in my life. Not once. And the handgun on the table to his right is completely normal, too. He doesn't know it, but I learned to shoot a gun just like it. Just in case. Because in this world I'm from, you never know when you'll need to protect yourself. Or from whom. It's a nice morning, I say, trying to fill the quiet until he decides to tell me what's happening. I do not want to miss class today. Dad thinks that I'm in college to get a business degree. I'm not. For the first year, I was enrolled in a culinary program. The second year, I learned massage therapy. My third year, I studied goldsmithing. I have a thing for sparklies. And this year, I decided to submerge myself in all things alcohol. Because why not? I'm at the top of my mixology class, and it's freaking fascinating. A lot of chemistry is involved with alcohol. Making it, mixing it, you name it. It's more than just shaking up some margarita mix with tequila and pouring it into a salt-rimmed glass over ice. Not that my father will ever know about any of that. He had strict guidelines about where and what I should study. Thankfully, his accountant pays the college directly, so the asshole in front of me is none the wiser. He might just pick up that handgun and press it to my temple if he got even a whiff of what I've been studying. And given that I'm only allowed to leave the house without a guard for class, I plan to keep it that way. Not that he gives a shit about me anyway.
Excellent morning.
He agrees, watching me with hard, dark eyes. I don't remember a time in my life when my father looked at me with kindness.
You'll need to change into something more appropriate. Slacks at the very least. A dress is better.
I do my best to keep my face neutral. My father hates emotions. Are we going somewhere? My mom died when I was young. When I turned 16, it became my job to be my dad's +1 to every social event you can think of. And because my father ranks so high in the Italian Mafia, There are a lot of events to attend. I hate them. I'm not friends with anyone. I don't have anything in common with any other women there, and I absolutely despise small talk. I'd rather be the one behind the bar, mixing drinks. But since I've been in college, my father hasn't expected me to be on his arm quite as often, and I've welcomed the reprieve. It's why he'll think that I'm getting an MBA for the next 2 years. I hate being a socialite.
You are going somewhere.
He replies calmly and cuts a piece of bacon with his knife and fork. Who eats like that? And puts it in his mouth.
I've agreed to an arrangement.
My potato-loaded fork stops halfway to my mouth. No. With my blood running cold, I shake my head, but he keeps talking.
This partnership will benefit the family. Adam Damien will be a decent husband, and you'll give him babies so we both have an heir. It's mutually beneficial.
I would rather die. I have no idea who Adam Damien is, and I don't want to. I'm still shaking my head.
You knew this was inevitable, Eloise.
He leans back, obviously bored with me, convinced he'll get his way.
This is our world. You're 23. Most girls have been married off by the time they're your age.
But my education.
I don't think they'll miss you in your bartending school.
My eyes fly up to his and he smirks.
Did you think I didn't know about all of that nonsense? That I don't have you followed to make sure you're safe? Come on. You know better than that, cara mia.
My shoulders roll forward as fear wraps its talons around my neck. Christ, he knew?
I let you have your balordo classes, but it's time for that to end and for you to do your duty to this family. Damien and his men will be here in less than an hour and you'll go with them. Move in with him so you can get to know each other better before the wedding next month.
Bile rises in the back of my throat. Can't I just get to know him by going on regular dates? Dad shakes his head.
He wants you under his roof to keep an eye on you. I don't have a problem with that.
I blink at him. So you sold me. I never speak out against my father like this, but holy shit, he sold me. He lets out an aggravated breath, and I know I'm pushing him too far.
You've always been so damn dramatic. I arranged a good marriage for you. You should be grateful. Damien is a powerful man, Eloise. You'll be well taken care of.
I shake my head again, on the verge of tears. No, you can't do this. I'm not marrying him, Dad. If I thought his eyes were cold before, that's nothing compared to the glare he's aimed at me now.
Yes, you are.
I won't. Slap. He backhands me across the face, making me see stars, and my jaw immediately aches. There's a coppery taste in my mouth from my tooth cutting the inside of my cheek. God, he's strong.
You'll shut the fuck up and do as you're told for once in your fucking life, Eloise. There will be no discussion. Playtime is over.
Dad! He raises his arm again, and I flinch back. And for once, he doesn't follow through. You concerned about the number of bruises this time, Papa?
Go change your clothes,
He says, dismissing me.
Do something with your hair. If you could lose 30 pounds in the next hour, that would help.
He's such a fucking prick. Standing, I rush from the room and up to my bedroom with an aching jaw as my mind whirls. The men in my father's world are cruel, violent, and they treat women like we're disposable pets. If he thinks that I'll marry some rich mafia dude that he's chosen for me, he's a fool. I don't trust my father regarding anything in this life, particularly in his matchmaking skills. I bet this Adam Damien would beat me more than Dad does, and it would probably be way worse. I don't want to think about it. I have to run away, and I've been preparing for this moment for the past 2 years. I may not know everything about my father's business, But I know enough. I had a fake ID made, and I've been squirreling away cash. I only have a few thousand, but it'll be enough to get me to a different city. Do people still ride buses? I'll find a bus. Not with this. I set my old cell phone on the nightstand and instead turn on the burner phone I bought. I actually have 3 of them, just in case. I didn't know what just in case was. I figured I'd know it when I saw it. And I'm looking at it right now. I toss the phones, wallet with my new ID and cash, and some essentials like 1 set of clothes, underwear and deodorant, a toothbrush, and my comb into my backpack. I take the back staircase down to the kitchen, planning to go out the back door, but Iris is kneading dough. "Eloise," she says, narrowing her eyes as they fall to the bag on my shoulder. She heard my conversation with my father, and she's not a stupid woman. She might be the only person in this world who's ever truly loved me, who's ever shown me affection of any kind. Will he hurt her when I'm gone? I have to go, I tell her and rush over to embrace her. I love you, but I have to go. You don't have to do anything. Just say you never saw me if anyone asks. Her eyes fill with tears. Oh, baby doll, you call me when you get where you're going. I nod, but we both know I won't. If I did, my father's men might find me. I hug her again, then wink at her and press my finger to my lips before rushing out the back door. There's a path I've taken often during my life that leads right into town. I always took this path when I needed to sneak away for a quiet afternoon. I got in trouble for it, too, but that didn't stop me from doing it. Later, after I find the bus station and am headed out of Reno, I take a long, deep breath. What the hell do I do now?
Chapter 2. Rome.
Mr. Alexander?
I turn and lift an eyebrow at Beth, one of my new employees whose job is to keep the clients happy in my club's playroom. She's beautiful, playful, bisexual, and has quickly become a member favorite. Yes, Beth? She twists her hands at her waist and fidgets back and forth on her dainty feet. Beth is a tiny woman with fake tits that are on full display and long, riotous red hair. You can speak freely, I add, ghosting my fingers over her bare shoulder. She looks around nervously, as if she doesn't want our conversation to be overheard.
You mentioned that I should let you know if I noticed anything wrong. This is just my gut talking, and I know I've only been here for 3 months.
I trust your gut, I reply, and turn to lead her down the hallway to my office. Owning one of the most prestigious sex clubs in the world comes with heavy responsibilities. My number 1 priority is safety for every person who walks through my doors seeking, well, whatever it is they're looking for. And when safety is compromised, we take out the garbage. Here, I say once I've closed the door and stepped several feet away, putting plenty of space between us so she doesn't feel any more intimidated than she already is. Beth is small. I'm a big man. A big, powerful man. What's your gut telling you, Beth? I ask, keeping my voice calm. She nibbles on that bottom lip again, then props her hands on her non-existent hips.
There was a client last night.
She shakes her head as she looks at the floor.
I hadn't seen him before, but that's not unusual. Like I said, I haven't been here that long, and people come and go, you know?
I nod once, wishing she'd get to the point. I have members from all over the world who come to Las Vegas just for the experience they get at Rapture. Of course, Beth hasn't seen all of them. She likely never will. But something in her eyes shifts, and that has my attention. What did you see, Beth?
I'm no prude. Obviously, I'm a sex worker.
Beth, my hard tone has her gaze whipping up to mine. Tell me what you saw.
Experienced. This guy. He didn't tell me his name. I didn't like his smile, but whatever. He wanted to play with the spanking bench.
I narrow my eyes. Did you consent to that?
Yes, sir. I rather like to be spanked.
It's endearing when she blushes.
So I agreed and told him my safe word. But I asked Libby to watch because I didn't like his smile, and I suspected something wasn't right. I told her to make it out like she's a voyeur, but really, I wanted someone else there.
Good girl, I say, pleased with the way she handled it so far. Beth huffs out of breath.
I had to say my safe word 3 times before Libby finally stepped in and made him stop.
Fuck no. Say that again?
I wasn't quiet or coy, and I definitely wasn't playing. I was firm, and I yelled it out because he got too rough. I thought he was going to break the skin, and I'm not into that.
What time was this? I ask her. And did my men get involved?
No.
She admits.
He stopped and apologized, said he was in the zone and didn't hear me, but that's not how it works.
No, that's not how it works. Time?
Around 1 a.m, I think.
I'll check the security footage and find him. He won't be back, and I apologize that happened to you in my club.
It's not your fault.
We screen our members thoroughly. That's not acceptable. You'll be compensated. Do you want tonight off? She blinks in surprise.
No, I'm fine, sir. You don't have to pay me.
I will anyway. Are you sure you don't need time off? She frowns as if she's confused.
No, I'm happy to be here. I love this job. I was worried I'd be in trouble for telling you because I know it's expensive to be a member here.
You're not in trouble, I assure her. We have rules. End of. I'll take care of this. She nods and heads for the door, which I open for her, and when she's gone, I call Luke, my head of security and second in command, into my office. Hey, boss, he says when he walks into the room. It's fucking busy tonight. It's Wednesday. Why is it so packed in here on a Wednesday? It's Vegas, Luke. Every day is a holiday in Vegas. Beth, the new playroom girl, was just in here. Yeah? He grins. Did you finally hit that? She's fucking hot. A little small, but she really does it for the guys who have a daddy kink. I stare at him. Most men would wither under my glare, but Luke smirks, the asshole. I don't fuck any of the employees, you know that. He blows out a breath. You should. Or the members at the very least, you'd probably be less of a grouch. He's one of the few people in this world who can get away with speaking to me the way he does, and only because he's my cousin. We have a problem. That makes the smile disappear from his face, and now he's all business. Tell me. It takes 30 seconds to clue him in, and by the time I've finished, he's good and pissed off. Why didn't my boys take care of this piece of shit? That's my question, I reply. Luke paces my office. I'll pull up the footage of the playroom last night and find him, and I'll have a talk with the boys, along with Libby and Beth. I'd also like to look through the footage, I reply, because when we find him, we'll take him to the cell. He nods. We have a zero-tolerance policy for anyone who puts anyone else in danger, regardless of the hundreds of thousands of dollars they've paid to be here. Ignoring a safe word is not fucking tolerated. I might be a shit human being, but I take care of what's mine. These people trust us and pay me a fuck ton of money to keep things safe, so that's what they'll get. I'm surprised you weren't watching in real time, Luke says as he crosses to the door. You usually monitor everything from the control room. I was busy. Just because I don't fuck the women who work for me or the members doesn't mean I don't fuck at all. Luke simply nods and walks out of my office, and I head down to the control room. My cousin is right. I usually spend a good deal of time in here, keeping an eye on the entire club. I have 12 monitors that show live video feeds of every area. The playroom is our largest area, so there are 3 monitors and 12 cameras. I can see everyone who comes and goes through the main entrances, from both streets. I also keep an eye on the bar and the main lounge where members can sit and enjoy a drink before they go into the playroom. The lounge requires full clothing, no sex, and we have a 2-drink max. I'm short a bartender tonight, but it appears that Max and Rita are keeping up okay for now. Our patrons come in wearing ensembles curated specifically to be noticed. Suits, sparkly dresses, lots of jewelry, and expensive watches. It's a place to flirt and be seen before walking through the doors to the carnal delights beyond. I see Mr. and Mrs. Foley are on the hunt for a third tonight. They're chatting with a man at the bar. Mrs. Foley likes to fuck men who aren't her husband, and Mr. Foley likes to watch. I learned long ago not to judge anyone based on their sexual preferences. There are plenty of kinks that I indulge in, including the occasional threesome. If you want to judge people for their lifestyle, this isn't the place for you. My playroom manager, Madam Loveland, is in her office. Before long, she'll move into the playroom to keep an eye on things there. I wonder where she was last night when Beth was strapped to the spanking bench. That's a question to ask her later. It's early enough in the evening that most of the privacy rooms are empty, but those will fill up before the night is out. My phone pings with a text from Luke. L. There's a man asking for you at the loading dock. The loading dock is where I conduct the less legal side of my business. Just as I'm about to tell Luke I'll be right there, someone on a monitor catches my attention. I lean forward and hit the key that brings the reception area up on full screen, then turn on the audio. Who are you? I murmur, watching intently. Luke texts again and I type out a quick response. Me. Take care of it. I'm unavailable. She looks nervously around as she pushes her long dark hair over one shoulder and pauses before approaching the front desk. She's not a member. She's not an employee. My hand balls into a fist at the desktop as a smile spreads over her perfect face, and even though I've never seen her before in my life, it's as though every cell in my body recognizes her. She's mine.
Chapter 3. Lulu. I didn't die today. To be fair, it's only 8 in the evening, so there's plenty of time for my status to change before midnight. I'm sure my father and his men are on the hunt for me. There's no way they're not. It's been 2 days since I ran, and it's not like I went very far. Reno to Vegas is almost laughable. But I decided to make it simple. Sure, I could have drained all my funds and spent a week on a godforsaken, smelly bus to Florida or New York, but then I figured they'd probably expect me to go as far away as possible. They wouldn't expect me to stay so close to home. So I came to Vegas and checked into a motel using my new fake ID. The motel is just on this side of sleazy, meaning there aren't any bedbugs, but the room hasn't been updated since the 1980s. The carpet and drapes smell like cigarettes and pesticides, hence no bedbugs. And I refuse to drink the water out of the tap. I won't even brush my teeth with it. I did see a housekeeper and witnessed them changing the sheets, so at least it's relatively clean. However, it's on a shitty side of town. I got mugged this morning and they took all the cash I had left, along with my burner phones. I was stupid and put up a fight because it was everything I had left, so the 2 bastards kicked my ass. Literally. They also managed to kick my ribs, and I'm so sore it hurts to breathe. At least they didn't hit my face. I already have a bruise on my jaw from my father's farewell gift. On the upside, before the mugging, I managed to buy a few items of clothing yesterday and a few more staples like shampoo, a hairdryer, and makeup to cover my facial bruises. The motel I could afford didn't offer those amenities. My room is only paid through the week, which means I have to figure out my financial situation within the next 2 days. My father sold me. My own flesh and blood fucking sold me. And even with my ribs singing and my money gone, that's all I can think about. Although I don't respect or trust my father, I never believed he would have sold me as if I were an old car. I know that arranged marriages are common in the Mafia, but he's never uttered a word about it to me. I didn't even know that it was a possibility or a consideration. I'm royally fucked. Stranded in Las Vegas, with no money and nowhere to go, I feel like I lost a fight with an MMA champion. If I'm going to survive, I need a job. Now. Without money, I'm a sitting duck. I'm taking this 1 minute at a time. I can't reach out to any friends to help me financially because I don't have any friends. And even if I did, I wouldn't trust them not to call my father. With the hundreds of establishments on the Strip and in this city, someone will hire me on the spot. I'm dressed in a pair of brown slacks with a cream blouse that I found at a discount department store. I knew I needed something semi-nice for job interviews, and the jeans I ran away in wouldn't cut it. My dark hair was styled earlier, and if I tease it with my fingers, it'll be okay. Although I admit, I'm a mess. I'm shaky because I'm exhausted and hungry. I don't even want to know what my makeup looks like since I've been walking around the strip aimlessly, trying to decide where to apply for a job. I could start crying at the drop of a hat, but I don't have time for that now. If I keep my wits about me, I'll survive the rest of this God-forsaken day, and hopefully end it gainfully employed. Blowing out a breath, I look up and see a discreet sign. Rapture. I haven't heard of this club before, but I like that it's not over the top. There aren't a ton of flashing lights around the name. It's not obvious. Maybe they need a bartender. I can't show my license thanks to having to use a fake ID, but I can make just about any drink under the sun. I'm good at it. When I step inside the building, my jaw drops. This is fancy. I know without a doubt that I'm way underdressed for this place, but I already like the vibe. I push my hair over my shoulder and glance around. The two men by the front door watch me, but they don't kick me out on my ass, so I take that as a good sign. I'm relieved when I find a restroom off the opulent lobby because I need to freshen up before I speak to anyone. The floors are gleaming gray marble, the walls black, and the club's color scheme continues in the restroom, with gold light fixtures and finishes. A quick look in the mirror has me cringing. The makeup situation isn't great, but after wetting a towel, I wipe the mascara from under my eyes and tidy my face up. My hair is okay after I drag my fingers through the dark curls, but my outfit is rumpled after walking around most of the day. At least I don't have sweat stains in the armpits. Well, shit. I smooth my hands down and then resign myself to having less than stellar clothes on. I've learned how to hide my bigger body with fashion. My father always hated that I'm curvier, with zero resemblance to the lean, statuesque women he wished he'd had on his arm in public. But after years of diets and exercise and hating myself, I realized that this is simply who I am. I also learned to keep my makeup simple, so I didn't draw the attention of my father's soldiers. I hated it when they leered at me. And what does it matter what he thinks of me? He no longer has a say in anything I do, and at 23 years old, it's about damn time. Squaring my shoulders, I push out of the restroom and approach a receptionist. I've never been in a club with a receptionist before. May I help you? She's tall and blonde, with bright red lipstick and a perfect smoky eye, and she's not wearing much of anything at all. Black leather straps crisscross over her body, strategically covering any of the bits that could get her arrested. It's actually pretty badass, and I wish I had the balls to wear that outfit. Hi, I was wondering if I could speak with a bar manager. I'm interested in a bartending position. Her eyebrows climb in surprise, and her pretty blue eyes travel up and down my torso, but she raises a walkie-talkie from her desk. Sure. What's your name, honey? I start to open my mouth and then remind myself that I can't give her my real name. Everyone will be looking for Eloise Rizzo. Lulu, I reply. Lulu Monroe. At least that's the name on my ID. I kept my nickname as the first name because I'll need to respond when someone talks to me, and changed the last name altogether. Thank God my muggers left me the wallet. They just took the cash and then kicked me again because I didn't have any credit cards. Fuckers. She raises the device and speaks into it. Madam Loveland, I have a woman here to speak with you. She's interested in the bartending position. The bartending position? Does that mean one's available? Maybe my luck is about to change after all. A voice comes through the device. I'll be right down. Thank you, Scarlett. I smile at Scarlett, who smiles back at me. Can I offer you some advice? She asks me, leaning just a little closer as if she's going to tell me a secret. Sure. Unbutton those top buttons, untuck the shirt, and tie it under your bra line. Show a little midriff. I lift an eyebrow in surprise. Really? Yes, trust me on this. I'm not too curvy for that? No way. You have a banging body, she replies, and I can't help but snort. No one, not once in my life, has called my body banging. But she works here, and she's the expert. Just as I've finished doing what she says, a door opens, and the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life walks through it. Scratch that. She doesn't walk. She glides. She has to be over 6 feet tall in those black stiletto boots. She's in a tight white dress that shows off her hourglass figure and does little to hide her massive breasts. Her glossy black hair is perfectly straight and falls over her shoulders, framing an angular face with sharp cheekbones, nose, and chin. Dark chocolate eyes scan me from head to toe before she offers me her red-tipped hand. I'm Madame Loveland, she says. Lulu, I reply and shake the offered hand. I'm hoping you have a bartender position open. I see. She nods once and turns away. Come to my office, please. I glance back at the receptionist who offers me a thumbs up and an encouraging smile. I like her. And then follow Madame Loveland through the door, where I have to blink for my eyes to adjust to the dim lighting. Sconces on the wall light the way, but they're not bright, and the wallpaper is gray and black. It's rich. The whole building feels lavish. Hell, it even smells extravagant, like leather and whiskey with a hint of citrus. She leads me through yet another door, then closes it behind her and gestures for me to sit while she takes a seat behind the desk. Where did you hear about the position? Oh, I blink rapidly. Honestly, I didn't hear about an opening. I came in hoping there would be one available. Her eyes narrow and I feel like I've done something wrong. Like she doesn't believe me. You randomly chose this establishment to walk into? Yes. I don't drop my gaze. She might be the most impressive and intimidating woman I've ever met, but I learned a long time ago to keep my chin up in every situation. Never let them see you sweat. Her eyes drift down my body again, and she almost sneers. Where is your resume? I don't have one. I lean forward slightly. I have experience. Show me a bar, request a drink, and I'll make you the best fucking drink you've ever had. I can talk about just about anything. I'm not shy, I'm not a wallflower, and I'm also not a pushover. Her pink tongue pokes out to run along her bottom lip. But you don't have a resume with any references, and you walked in here looking like that. I lift an eyebrow and resist the urge to look down at myself. Like what, exactly? Listen, Lisa, Lulu. We cater to a very specific clientele. Elite, wealthy, important. They expect to be served by someone who looks, well, not like you. Not like me in what way? They don't like brunettes, short girls, green eyes? Yeah, bitch, I'm going to make you say it. Fat girls, she finally replies, and although I was expecting it, it doesn't sting any less. But I keep my face bland. I see. I nod and stand from the chair. You could have told me that in the lobby, Madame Loveland. I think that would have been rude, she replies, making me laugh. Yes, that would have been rude. I shake my head and walk out, back down the dark hallway and make it to the lobby where Scarlett's still operating the reception desk. How did it go? She asks. She's not interested in fat girls, I inform her and watch her face transform into shock. I know, right? I walk out the front door, keeping my integrity around me like a shield. Once I get to the sidewalk, I take a deep breath. Well, fuck.
Chapter 4. Rome.
Fat girls.
Rage Rage unlike anything I've ever felt before bubbles through my veins as I watch my manager insult the most gorgeous woman I've ever fucking seen. I barely hear the confident response that comes out of her lips as I push back my chair and stomp out of the control room. I watched my girl follow Loveland to her office and listened to her explain with confidence that she can do the job, and then she was insulted so deplorably I'd like to put a bullet through Loveland's brain. Too bad I don't kill women. I could call Carson. He doesn't mind pulling the trigger if the mark has a pussy. By the time I get to Loveland's office, my little firefly is gone and Loveland is already back to work. Get her, I say, startling her, and give her the fucking job. She starts tonight, and if you ever talk to someone like that again, I'll fucking kill you myself. Her jaw drops as she stands from her desk.
Rome.
My name is Sir, or Mr. Alexander. She blinks in confusion. Go get her and give her the job. Now!
Yes, sir,
she says, her voice full of confusion as she rushes out of the office. Never seen her rush before.
But she's probably gone by now.
Then you'd better find her.
Chapter 5. Lulu. Fuck that bitch. We're living in a world of body positivity, and she has the goddamn nerve to tell me that I'm too fat to pour drinks? She doesn't know me or anything about me. I could probably run circles around her. Okay, maybe not run, because I only run if something's chasing me, but it's not like I can't stand on my feet for an 8-hour shift and pour drinks. People suck, I mutter to myself as I continue walking down the sidewalk, dodging people. I can't get away from there fast enough. Lisa! You've got to be fucking kidding me. Lisa, wait! Yep, that's her voice, but that's not my name. So I ignore her and keep walking. Lisa! I hear her heels working in triple time, and then she tugs on my arm, spinning me around. Please, come back to the club. I lift an eyebrow and pin the hand on my arm in my gaze. She drops it. I'm asking you to come back. I'll pass. Wait. She reaches out again, but then thinks better of it and steps back. Look, it doesn't matter what I think because the boss wants you. So you're in. I was instructed to come get you, so please. It could be life and death if you don't come back with me. Dramatic much? I'm not kidding. I narrow my eyes on her. That doesn't sound like it's my problem. Okay, I don't buy for a minute that her life depends on me bartending at that club, but even I don't want someone to die for me. I need the job. It's not like I have any other offers banging down the door of my crappy motel room. Please, she says, huffing out a breath as she pushes her hair over one shoulder. She actually looks a little frazzled. I'm enjoying it too much. Fine, I'll come back. She nods once and turns to walk back to the club, her head high, her hips swaying back and forth in that tight dress. She's getting plenty of looks. One guy whistles. She doesn't even bat an eye. Madame Loveland pushes through the door to Rapture, and Scarlett's head comes up. She offers me a beaming smile. You're back. Hey, I reply with a little wave. I guess fat girls aren't so bad after all. I told you, you're not fat. You're hot, Scarlett says with a wink. Is she hitting on me? Unlikely. But I smile at her before following Loveland through the door I went through earlier. Rather than stopping at her office, she leads me to another room resembling a swanky locker room. It's nothing like you'd find at a gym. The lavish color theme follows inside, and there's even a water feature, like something in a spa. Am I getting a massage? I ask with a smirk. This is different. You can stow your things in this locker, Loveland says, opening a top locker for me. There's a clean robe inside, I guess in case I want to take a shower later. That's nice. What you're wearing isn't our standard requirement for our bartenders, but it'll do for tonight, I suppose. I can wear jeans and a t-shirt from now on, I assure her. and watch as her face transforms into something horrific, as if I just told her I'd play Christmas music in July. No, absolutely not. Don't you know anything about this place? Actually, no, because I went from being told I'm too fat to work here to being escorted to a locker. I've never even seen the bar. She sighs, closes her eyes, and pinches the bridge of her nose. This is an elite sex club, Lisa. Lulu, I say, correcting her, and then feel the blood leave my face when her words sink in. Wait, a sex club? I immediately have visions of a sea of bodies, gyrating and making noise and bodily fluids, and I want none of it. I don't think... You'll be in the lounge, Scarlett says, and my head whips over to her. I didn't even hear her walk in. Not in the playroom. Is that better? Loveland smirks. Depends on who you ask. There's no sex in the lounge, Scarlett continues, side-eyeing Loveland. Everyone's dressed. It's where our clients begin their evenings before they're ready to move on to the playroom and all of the fun inside. Okay, that makes me feel moderately better. I don't have to watch people having sex. And I don't have to, Loveland shakes her head. No, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. One of the perks of the job is a complimentary membership to the club. That in and of itself is worth $250,000. My tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. Jesus, I was just hoping for medical and dental. Maybe a 401k. But you don't have to use it, Scarlett adds. I'll fill you in more later. We're short a bartender tonight, Loveland says, so you can start right away. Wait, will you be my manager? I ask her, because if so, I don't think I want this job. No, I don't run the bar. Rita does, and she's bartending right now. She'll be your direct supervisor. Good. Can I help her with her outfit before you take her out there? Scarlett asks, and Loveland nods. I'll let Rita know to expect you, Loveland says before walking out. She's lovely, I say, my voice dry as the Nevada desert, and Scarlett smirks. She's a dom. She's not the warm and fuzzy type. Shocking. Scarlett taps her finger to her red lips. Can I please help you with this outfit? The better you look, the more tips you'll get. I can use all the tips, I reply, meaning every word. Okay, take off your shirt and your bra. When I hesitate, she adds, trust me. As she hurries off, I do as she asks and sigh in relief when I take off the cheap bra I bought yesterday. Sometimes the girls need a break, and my girls are big, and they require space. But they're not free for long because suddenly, Scarlett is in front of me with a corset. That doesn't look comfortable for moving around the back of the bar. It's going to look hot. She moves toward me, and then her eyes widen in shock. Oh, God, what happened? I look down and wince. I got mugged and beat up a bit. A bit? She bites her lip and looks at the corset in her hand. This won't feel good at all. Plan B it is, then. She tosses the corset aside and passes me a pretty orange bralette that will go well with my brown slacks. I pull that over my head and get the girls situated, and then she hands me a flowy orange top. It's cropped, so when I reach up, you'll be able to see my midriff. It's a little see-through, but it's classy and pretty, and I actually like it. We have all kinds of costumes around here, she says with a wink as I pull on the top. It's fun to play with them. This is a great color on you and matches your pants. Now, let me touch up your makeup. You're being really nice to me. She pauses and glances back at me as she opens her locker and pulls out her makeup bag. Why wouldn't I? I like you. You're new here, and I was new here once, too. How long have you been here? About 3 years. I work reception some nights, and some nights I'm in the playroom. I swallow hard. Do you have sex with the members? Of course I do. And it's fun as hell. But it's not for everyone. Rita doesn't. I don't think she's ever set foot in the playroom, let alone one of the private rooms. It's whatever you prefer. Mr. Alexander is firm on everyone being comfortable. Mr. Alexander? I ask as she brushes some eyeshadow on my eyes. He's the owner. He's hot. Like, so fucking hot. But he doesn't fraternize with the employees or the members. He's professional. And he's really, really good to his staff. Generous. He looks intimidating because he hardly smiles, but he's fair. I nod, trying to take it all in. I don't even know what my salary is. Well, I know they're eager to fill that spot at the bar, so they'll go over it all with you soon. They're generous. I don't think you'll do better on the strip. She smiles as she steps back and takes in her handiwork. Okay, you're ready. Have a look in that mirror and tell me what you think. I step over and then stare. Wow, my makeup isn't over the top, but it's bolder. The outfit is really pretty. I raise my arms and sure enough, I get a full view of my midsection, bruises and all. But I'll be careful. Come on, Scarlett says. I have to get back to reception, and you have a new gig to get to. I thought Rita was going to cry when Scarlett introduced me. Max grinned, raised his chin in hello, and kept pouring drinks. They're both gorgeous. Everyone here is stunning. Rita's a tiny thing with bleach blonde hair and piercings everywhere. She moves fast and the customers love her. Max is a Greek god. He's tall, wide, cut, and has the most perfect white smile I've ever seen. He looks like he should be on the cover of Men's Health. And based on all the smiles, waves, and flirtatious kisses blown his way, he's clearly popular with the ladies. I mean, what's not to love? How are you with an old-fashioned? Rita asks me. I'm great with it. She nods. The guy at the end of the bar wants one. I glance over and feel my heart thump in my throat. Holy fucking shit. That man is... I don't even know. He's sitting, but I can tell he's a big man. His broad shoulders fill out his suit perfectly, his biceps bulging under the material. Tattoos peek up from the collar of his shirt and run down his hands to his knuckles. His dark hair is styled perfectly, while vivid blue eyes stare right back at me. He wings up an eyebrow, and it shakes me loose from my stare. He wants an old-fashioned, idiot. I get to work making the drink, and when I set it in front of him, I manage a smile. Here you go. He sips, then licks his lips, and my stomach tightens.
That might be the best old-fashioned I've ever had.
His voice. Jesus. It's deep and rich and makes my nipples pucker, and I have to swallow hard because this guy is dangerous for my libido, and he's a customer. I might be allowed to mess around with the members, but that doesn't seem like a good idea. I've been working at this job for about 2 hours, and I'd like to keep it. So I wink at him and try to keep my hormones under control. Of course it is. Flag me down when you need another.
Chapter 6. Rome. I couldn't stand watching her through the screens anymore, so I came down to the lounge to see her in person. I needed to get closer to her, to be in her orbit, to see if the attraction was just as strong when she's mere feet away from me as it was through the video feed. It's stronger. When I sat down, I made it clear to Rita that I wanted to observe without the new woman being made aware that I'm her boss. Of course, Rita didn't bat an eye. She's been with me a long time and is used to my odd requests. My Firefly was gorgeous on screen, but she's absolute perfection in person. Her curves have drawn the eye of every man in this lounge. Any one of them would haul her into a privacy room to fuck her if given the chance. I want to pull my gun from the small of my back and shoot every one of them. Yet I can't blame them for it. As she bustles back and forth behind the bar, that orange top sways and lifts, giving me a small glimpse of her soft skin. It's late enough in the evening now that most members have moved from the lounge into the playroom, so the bar is slowing down. My firefly laughs at something Max says and he pats her on the back. Touch her again and you'll lose your hand, Max. She returns my way and flashes me that bright smile. Her eyes are green with flecks of gold. Her lipstick is long gone, but her lips are plump and pink and beg to be wrapped around my cock. She's twisted her hair up into a messy bun that none of my employees would ever wear on the job, but it looks perfect on her.
I'm Lulu,
She says with a smile as she approaches. That smile brings light into my cold, dead heart.
Can I get you another?
I nod. I never drink more than one when I'm here, but I want to watch her make my drink.
You got it. What's your name?
Rome, I reply, and she nods as she takes my empty tumbler and sets it in the sink, then reaches for a clean one. Before I can say anything else, she turns and reaches above her head for a bottle on a top shelf, granting another view of her gorgeous fucking bruises, new and old, marking her entire ribcage. What the fuck? Is that a scar on her lower back? Before I can question it, I'm off my stool and behind the bar. Lulu startles, glancing around in alarm, those green eyes wide while backing away from me. Stop! My voice is hard and she stops moving, but her face is full of fear now, and that pisses me off almost as much as the bruises. I don't want her to fear me. What happened to your ribs? She frowns, and suddenly Rita's by her side, patting her arm as if to comfort her.
What?
Lulu asks. The bruises, I say again.
Oh,
Lulu frowns and then cringes.
I'm sorry. I'm sure that's not something any of the customers want to see. Don't worry about me. I'm making you that drink now.
I don't give a fuck about the drink, I reply and step closer. I want you to answer me.
This is Rome.
Rita says, and I shake my head, cutting her off.
It's okay, girl. You didn't do anything wrong.
Lulu's mouth opens and she licks her lips. I shake my head once, losing my patience. How did you get the bruises?
I was mugged this morning.
She replies, her voice full of disdain.
Got a little roughed up, but I'm okay.
Are you in pain?
No,
Don't lie to me. She blinks at my hard tone, but then offers me a small smile and reaches out to touch my arm. Rita's eyes widen because she knows I don't like to be touched. But Lulu's touch, somehow, calms my rage-fueled heart.
I mean, I'm sore, but I've had worse. Really, it's okay. Take a seat, and I'll make your drink.
When she pulls her hand away, it's like the sun going behind a cloud, leaving a chill behind. But rather than reach for her and pull her against me, I return to my seat, watching her with a more critical eye. She's cheerful, smiling, and hasn't slowed down in the few hours she's been behind the bar. But I can see fatigue in her eyes, and I fucking hate that someone bruised her, that someone had the audacity to lay a hand on her. My firefly resumes making the drink and slides it over to me with her confident smile back in place.
Here you go,
She says. How long have you been a bartender? I ask her.
if I'm being honest.
Always. She chews that plump bottom lip and my cock stirs.
Not long, but I took a mixology class for almost a year and loved every second of it. There's a lot of science that goes into a good drink.
So you enjoy science then?
Not really.
She blinks in surprise when my lips kick up in a grin.
I mean, I never liked science in school, but I like unexpected things, and it surprised me that alcohol isn't just beer and frat parties, you know?
I tip my head to the side, watching her. Fascinating.
Exactly.
She twists to take an order, and she must move too fast because I catch the wince from the pain in her ribs. I don't like that. I don't like it one fucking bit.
Chapter 7. Lulu. My ribs are killing me. I would give all of tonight's pay for some painkillers. I don't have any in my purse. Hell, I don't even have any at the motel, and unless they let me leave here with tips tonight, I won't be able to stop by the pharmacy on my way back either. Lulu, Rita says as she joins me. Why don't you go home for the night? It's slowing down, so Max and I have this covered. Oh, did I do something wrong? Not at all. In fact, you're great, and I'm happy to have you on board. I'm hoping you can come back tomorrow night. Well, tonight now, since it's well past midnight. I sag with relief. Yes, I'd love that. Thank you. I'm assuming I have to fill out paperwork, and I don't even know what my salary is. We'll get all of that tomorrow, she assures me. Your shift starts at 9, but come in at 8:30, and we'll get you squared away. Will I be working until 6 in the morning? I ask. Yes, unless... No, I can do that. I'm just clarifying. I appreciate the job. She presses a wad of bills into my hand, and I do my best to keep my face neutral. Thank God. Ibuprofen, here I come. These are your tips for tonight. You'll get paid out for tips at the end of every shift. Great, thanks. You'll want to keep dressing sexy, she continues. You'll get better tips, but not over-the-top sexy. Classy, I reply with a knowing nod. I've seen what everyone has been wearing tonight. Got it. See? You're going to be great. Rita pats my shoulder. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thanks, Rita. Leaving the bar, I toss a smile to Rome, who's still sitting at the bar but hasn't touched the drink I made him, and wave to Max. I walk down the long hallway and into the fancy locker room. I change out of the borrowed top and bralette into my own clothes, and with my purse slung across my body, I walk out the front door and onto the sidewalk. Scarlett wasn't at the reception desk. In fact, no one was at the reception desk. But the two burly guards were by the door, so I assume they'll let someone know if a member walks in. Not my job, I remind myself. But at least I do have a job. Tonight was everything I knew I'd love when working as a bartender. It was fast-paced, interesting, and that's just the behind-the-bar work. The people watching was truly fascinating. Rapture certainly caters to a higher class of people than I'm used to, yet I felt I held my ground well. Practice from being on my father's arm came in handy. I knew how to schmooze. And the tips? I shake my head, still amazed. I didn't dream I'd walk out of Rapture tonight with hundreds of dollars in my purse. Even though my motel is at least a mile from here, in a city that never sleeps, plenty of people are around and it's all well lit. So I start walking. I duck into a pharmacy and buy painkillers, a bottle of water, and some snacks because I'm starving, then set off for the motel. The hair on the back of my neck prickles. Is someone watching me? Following me? Shit, is it my father's men? I stop and glance around, feeling paranoid as my heart rate kicks up. But I don't see anyone paying any attention to me. Even so, I walk faster, and when I get to my motel and unlock the door, I breathe a sigh of relief. I lock up behind me and go the extra mile by laying a towel in front of the door and covering the peephole with a tissue. People yell on one side of me. On the other side are lewd sounds of sex. Someone is screaming out to God, and I roll my eyes. Such an act. As if sex can make someone scream ridiculous things. I empty the bag of purchases. Immediately opening the ibuprofen, I wash 3 down with some water, then open a bag of barbecue potato chips and shove some in my mouth. I'm so hungry. When was the last time I ate an actual meal and not just snacks? Before I ran from my father. No wonder I'm hungry. I bought a super cheap pair of flip-flops because I don't like walking on this floor barefoot. So I slip out of my shoes and into them, wiggling my toes. I'm tired. At least I don't have to go back to pounding the pavement to find a job tomorrow. I do have to go shopping for clothes, though, so I'll go back to the department store and try to find things that look nice and not too cheap. I don't know if that's possible, but I'll do my best. Maybe I won't have to renew my stay at this motel. Perhaps I'll be able to afford something nicer. I made a few $100 tonight and didn't even work a full shift. Things are looking up. Ready for a shower and some sleep, I walk into the tiny bathroom. I wonder who exactly Rome is. He's intense. He seemed so angry that I had bruises on my ribs that, at first, I thought he was pissed at me. But he wasn't. I don't know if anyone has ever been mad on my behalf before. Maybe Iris, but she'd never speak up to my father for treating me badly. No one in that house is that brave. I was mugged this morning. Got a little roughed up, but I'm okay.
Are you in pain?
No,
Don't lie to me.
Every word, despite the fury in his tone, has my temperature spiking even now. Why was he so angry? Should I have been scared of him? I've seen men like him before. Powerful, formidable. Yet my injuries prompted his ire. Honestly, Rome's indignation gave me the warm and fuzzies. Also, he's hot as fuck. Holy blue eyes, Batman. Combined with the olive skin and dark hair, and I might have been drooling. Not to mention, the tattoos make my core pulse. God, I'd like to see all of the tattoos. Obviously, they run down his arms. Does he have them on his chest? His back? I want to know. You probably shouldn't try to picture the customers naked, I say, as I turn on the water in the shower and get my night clothes ready. Yet, as I step under the stream, still wearing the flip-flops because this tub doesn't look clean at all, I can't help but think of the handsome stranger and wonder, why did he care?
Chapter 8. Rome. Standing in the shadows, I watched the light in the first-floor room that Lulu disappeared into. It's a wonder my teeth don't break from clenching my jaw so fucking hard. She walked here, more than a mile from my club. This motel, if you can even call it that, is seedy as fuck and in the worst part of town. It would have shocked me if she hadn't gotten mugged, now that I know where she's staying. But she won't be staying there long. I want to know everything there is to know about my little firefly. I press my phone to my ear. "Hey, boss," Luke says. "I need you to bring me my car." I tell him and give him the name of the motel. "What the fuck are you doing there?" he demands. "Are you by yourself?" "Jesus, Rome. Just bring the car." I cut off the call and slipped the phone back into my pocket. If she's staying here, she won't be doing it unprotected. No one's ever going to touch her in anger again. The mere thought of the bruises on her precious skin makes my blood heat. I want someone to pay for them with their blood, and I want to march into that room and make her leave with me, take her back to my place and keep her safe. And I will, but not quite yet. Less than 10 minutes later, Luke pulls into the parking lot and I meet him as he shoves out of the vehicle. "What the fuck?" he asks me, and I simply stare at him. "Seriously, I'm your head of security. You never leave without me." Going out alone is careless, and I'm not a careless man, but I had to follow her. He looks between me and the motel. "Are we taking care of someone in there?" "Not in the way you mean. Her name is Lulu Monroe. She's the new bartender, and from this moment on, she's never alone. I'm gonna stay here tonight to watch over her, but I want a man on her, from a distance, starting tomorrow morning." Luke scowls. "Why?" "Because I fucking said so. She's mine. No one touches her." His eyebrows shoot up. "Whoa. I'm sorry, I was looking for Roman Alexander." "You're a riot. Are you walking back?" "I'm not leaving you." I huff out of breath and get in the driver's seat. Luke walks around to the passenger side and climbs in. "If you're here all night, I am too. I have an 8 o'clock meeting." He eyes the clock. "That's in 4 hours. I don't reply. "You're fucking grumpier than usual tonight." "Handle the detail for her. Now." "Yes, boss." He sighs and pulls out his phone, and the light in the window goes out. My hands tighten on the wheel. She's lying in bed in a disgusting motel on the wrong side of Vegas. Fuck that. She should be in luxury, in my bed, naked and spread open for me. And you will be soon, my little firefly. You were made to be mine. Chapter 9. Rome. I've been through the hours of footage of Lulu from last night with audio and listened to her conversations with Scarlett, Rita, and Loveland. She mentioned several times that she didn't know her salary, and based on the motel she's in, she needs money. I'll take care of that. However, I need to have a conversation with Loveland, my general manager, because she did everything wrong last night. I've had a long fucking day with no sleep. Luke and I stayed in the parking lot of that fucking place until Bruno, our replacement, arrived at 7, so I could come home and shower and get ready for my busy as fuck day. Where is she? I ask as soon as I see Bruno's name on my phone screen. Shopping, boss, he says. I scowl when he gives me the name of the cheap department store and pull my hand down my face. It makes sense that that's where she's shopping, but again, it'll be the last time. Where did you come from, my firefly? And why are you here in Vegas with so little when you deserve the world? And who the fuck hurt you because only those recent bruises were from a mugging? Why am I so enamored with her? Why do I have this deep-seated desire to claim her? I don't know, and it doesn't matter. I took one look and knew in my soul that she belonged to me. Then I heard her voice, smooth like whiskey, and it became an ache in my chest. She touched me and cemented her fate. She keeps looking over her shoulder, Bruno continues. Are you staying out of sight? Of course, but she's paranoid about something. I tighten my jaw. I want to know everything there is to know about Lulu Monroe. Keep me informed, I tell him. She's going to walk to the club tonight. Let her. Follow her. It's a hike, boss. I know. I check the time. Lulu's shift starts in 3 hours. Just 3 more hours until I get to see her. I'd have my men put cameras in her shitty motel room, but she won't be living there after tonight, so it's a waste of time. Don't let her out of your sight. I'll see you when you get here. I end the call just as Loveland walks into my office and closes the door behind her. She strides to the chair across from me, sits, and crosses her long legs. You fucked up last night, I inform her. She swallows hard, but her gaze stays on mine. You didn't even tell her how much she'd earn?
I'm not her manager.
No, but Rita was swamped and you knew it. I told you to hire her. That includes getting her paperwork, informing her of her benefits and salary and all the other shit that goes with it. You've been here for almost 10 years. What the fuck?
You're right, and in those 10 years, you've never once threatened to kill me over the way I do my job.
My eyes narrow, but she doesn't shrink away. I've never heard you speak to someone the way you did to her, ever. We hire people of all shapes and sizes, and you know it.
Not true.
She shakes her head adamantly.
I've never hired someone who looks like her.
I go still, and now she won't look me in the eyes. She's jealous. I've known this woman for a long fucking time. Once, in the beginning, we thought we could be in a relationship, but it failed spectacularly. I caught her fucking a member and killed him on the spot. I've never touched her since. Or any other employee. I learned that lesson the hard way. I'm going to make myself clear, in case you weren't listening last night. You will never speak to anyone the way you did to Lulu in your office. I don't care if we wouldn't employ them if the world was falling apart. You will be respectful.
I was simply honest.
If you choose to defy me on this, you're done. Her eyes jump to mine now.
You can't fire me.
I can do whatever the fuck I want to you. I stand and circle the desk, dragging my hand over her perfect hair. Fire you. Kill you. I lean down until my mouth is next to her ear. Are you jealous, Sarah? Jealous that I might want to fuck that woman when I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole? She stills and takes a sharp breath, but doesn't look my way. She's beautiful, and she's mine. And if you so much as hurt her feelings, I'll destroy you without a second thought. She's everything, and you're nothing. Don't push me on this. She clears her throat as I stand to walk away.
I need to get to my office.
Her voice is strained. Go. She doesn't pause. She's on her feet and out the door before my ass is back in the chair. My phone rings, and when I see that it's Julian, I answer. We have a situation, he says. It needs to be handled tonight. Have you called the others? They're my next call. I pull my hand down my face. When? My plane leaves at midnight. Where are we going? L.A. I'll be there. I hang up and immediately stride out of my office and down to the control room where I get to work setting up the camera feeds on my phone. I won't be here for most of my Firefly's shift, but I'll be able to see her. By the time I have my work squared away and have briefed Rita on what I want for Lulu, I see my girl walk through the front door and smile at Beth, who's working reception tonight.
Hi, I'm Lulu.
My girl says.
I'm the new bartender. Heya.
Beth says.
So you're the cool new girl I heard all about. Welcome aboard. I love that dress.
Lulu glances down at the black dress that hugs her tits and ends just north of her knees. It's basically a nun's habit compared to what the other girls wear, but it's sexy and classy, and as long as she's comfortable, that's all that matters. However, it would look better on the floor, next to my bed.
Thanks. I have to be comfortable behind that bar, you know? Oh, totally.
Beth agrees.
Go on in, hun. Rita said to send you straight to her office. Third door on the left. Thanks, Beth.
Lulu grins, then pushes through to walk the hallway to the offices. She's gonna pass right by me. I want to pull her in here, boost her up against the door, and fuck her until she can't remember anyone before me. But not yet. I listen as Rita outlines the salary and benefits for my girl, and judging by the quick intake of breath and the lift of her hand to her chest, Lulu's shocked. That's nothing, Firefly. You'll never want for anything ever again. It doesn't take long for Rita to finish everything. Lulu moves on to the locker room and I'm distracted by work. Determined to look in her gorgeous green eyes before I have to go take care of business in L.A. I leave my office.
Chapter 10. Lulu.
You're doing great.
Max says with a wink as he stands next to me to pour a beer.
How are you feeling?
Good. And it's the truth. Today is so much better than yesterday. I bought a few outfits to wear to work and had a real meal of spaghetti and meatballs. I'm planning to switch to a nicer motel now that I know how much money I'll make. I've never had to worry about money in my life, but even I know that a 6-figure salary is pretty damn good, and that doesn't even include tips.
If you need anything, I'm right here. Rita's coming on in an hour, too.
Are we the only 3 bartenders on staff? I ask him.
No, we have Brandy as well, but she only works 2 nights a week because she's a single mom. You'll meet her Sunday night.
I nod, then deliver the Guinness I just poured to a member before I make my way to the next customer. A filthy martini, the redhead says. She's in a slip dress that looks made of diamonds, and I have to say, it's freaking gorgeous. With extra olives, please. You got it. The dirtier the better, she adds. Is there any other way? I ask, earning a grin. I like you, she decides. And with my confidence buoyed, I turn to make her drink. I've been here for a couple of hours, and so far, there has been no sign of Rome. Maybe he's not coming in tonight, or perhaps he arrives later in the evening. It hadn't even occurred to me that he never left the bar to go into the playroom last night. But he's a member of this sex club, and that means he usually goes into the playroom and the private rooms to have sex. Right? For all I know, he could be married, but he comes here to get his rocks off. And I'm not judging. Maybe the wife knows. Perhaps they have an open relationship, and this works for them. After sliding over the martini, movement at the end of the bar catches my eye. It's not Rome, but it's a handsome man. He also has a ton of tattoos and dark hair that's cut super short to the scalp. He's dressed in a white button-down with the top 2 buttons unfastened. No tie, no jacket, and the sleeves are rolled almost to the elbows. He's a giant of a man with muscles that flex under his inked-up skin. His hands look rough. And when I look in his face, I almost stumble back because he's scary. This man hurts people. I've seen enough of them through my father's line of work to recognize them. But his lips curl up into a half smile as I approach him. Hi there, I say, proud that my voice doesn't shake. What can I get for you?
Just a shot of Macallan will do it.
He replies. His voice is like gravel, and his dark eyes are pinned to me.
You're new?
Yeah, I just started last night. I set the glass on the bar, then reach for the bottle and pour. I'm Lulu. And you are?
Intrigued.
He replies. That's smooth. I wink at him. Does it work with all the girls? He barks out a laugh and shoots the whiskey back.
I'm Carson.
Nice to meet you, Carson. Would you like another?
Better not. I'm working tonight.
I blink at him. Oh, do you work here? That smile returns to his handsome face, but it looks foreign on him, like he's too mean to smile so much.
Would it disappoint you if I said no?
Why would it disappoint me, Carson? He leans in.
Because then I wouldn't be here on the regular to rock your world in one of the private rooms. Or are you more of an exhibitionist? Would you rather I bent you over one of the couches in the playroom?
I tip my head to the side, watching him, not backing down an inch. I'm not at all attracted to him sexually. Definitely not like I am Rome, and he makes me uneasy. I don't think I'd take you up on any of the above, if I'm being honest. I hear a chuckle behind me and turn to find Rita tugging on her apron. Leave my girl alone, Carson, she says with a good-natured smirk. She's not your type.
Why not? She's fucking hot.
Rome saw her first, she says. And Carson leans back in his chair as if he's putting space between us. What the hell does that mean?
Pity.
He shakes his head.
Well, it's time to get to work. Have a good evening, pretty Lulu.
He raps his knuckles on the bar, and then he's gone. I turn to Rita with a frown. What do you mean, Rome saw me first? Just that. She winks at me but doesn't elaborate, which is not helpful. Now get back to work. Looks like Blondie over there needs her second martini. Why do we have a 2-drink max? I ask. Because the things that go on in the playroom would be dangerous if people were sloppy drunk. This way, they can lower their inhibitions without getting out of control. I nod as it all makes sense. I like that. Good. Always remember the number 1 rule. Never serve anyone more than their allotted 2 drinks. Rita smiles like I'm her favorite student. You've got this, girl.
Chapter 11. Rome. I'm riding with you, Carson says as we walk into my office. I've just slipped 2 guns in their holsters under my jacket and I'm putting throwing knives on my belt. Why? Because I was in the neighborhood anyway and I wanted a drink, so I stopped by the bar. You mean you were at the casino next door and decided to come over here to bum free liquor off me when you have plenty of your own bars to drink at? Carson owns King of Spades, and our buildings are connected via a sky bridge, which is convenient for our businesses. I paid for my whiskey, thank you very much, cheap asshole. I grabbed my long-range rifle just in case I need it, and turned to Carson. Where are your weapons? He holds his hands up and smirks. Got everything I need right here. Okay, badass, let's go. Luke's waiting outside the office for me along with Spider, Carson's second in command, and they walk right behind us as we make our way through the back doors to the alleyway where my SUV is waiting. So, you have a sexy new bartender, Carson says as he climbs into the back seat with me. She's feisty. I'll kill you, I say, and he bursts out laughing, but when I don't smile back, he sobers. You interested in her? I turn to look at him and don't reply. But you don't hook up with employees, he goes on, and I notice Luke flicks me a look in the rearview mirror. What's so special about this one? A man can't change his mind. You never change your mind. Carson shakes his head. You've got the hardest head out of all of us, so the pussy must be thermonuclear. Want a bullet to the brain? I look at him again. Carson sobers and then nods. It's like that. It's like that. Now what the fuck is happening in LA that requires our attention tonight? I'm assuming Julian will let us in on that when we get on the plane. We never ask questions. If one of the four of us needs help, we simply go. Between us, we run this city. On the street, we're called the Kings of Vegas, but among us, we're simply brothers. Not by DNA, but absolutely by blood. We've shed enough blood for each other that we've bonded in ways that we can never get out of. Not that we'd ever want to. We each have our own business. I have the sex club, but I also deal with dirty money. Julian is the diamond guy. Mateo runs drugs and guns. And Carson owns casinos, which is a great front for more money laundering and pretty much everything else he can get his hands on. His preferred job? Carson is an assassin. He's a bad motherfucker. Then again, no one wants to cross any of us, so I'm interested to find out what's going on tonight. Luke and Spider climb out of the car first, and when they give the all-clear, we follow suit and board the plane. Julian and Mateo, along with their men, are already here. Jesus, it's a party, I say as I sit facing Julian. What's going on? The Italians have decided they want my shipments, he says coldly. They killed 10 of my men at the port and have settled in to take over my receiving. Fuck that, Carson says. Exactly, Mateo chimes in. We're killing them all tonight and sending their heads back to Salvatorizzo. I hate that fucker, I mutter, shaking my head. He tried to buy a membership to the club. Julian's eyes narrow. When? Last year. What he didn't know is that every application is run by me first. He didn't try to hide his identity. Piece of shit. He's about to lose half of his men tonight, Mateo growls. And it will be my pleasure. We're in 4 different black SUVs. We never ride with more than 2 of us in each car, just in case it gets taken out. That way all 4 of us don't go out at once. I've done it this way for a decade. Before we reach the port, I check the video feed on my phone. It's after 2 in the morning and my Firefly is halfway through her shift. She's still smiling, bustling about behind the bar. She looks relaxed and like she's having fun. She's safe. That's the most important thing. We left Bruno behind to follow her back to her motel in case I'm not back in time to do it myself. I pocket the device just as Luke pulls up behind Julian's car about 100 yards from the port. We'll walk in from here and catch them by surprise. There's a rooftop here, Julian says, pointing at a map of the area, where I think Rome should snipe from. You don't want me on the ground? I ask him. I want your eyes in the sky. He replies as he puts his earpiece in. We all follow suit. I think 20 of Rizzo's men are in and around the building. There are 12 of us, Mateo reminds him. I fucking like those odds. And we're hitting them unaware, Carson says, cracking his knuckles. It'll be quick. Julian turns the page and shows us the building's blueprints. Thanking fuck I brought my rifle, I break off from the others to climb a series of fire escapes up the abandoned building. Won't lie, I would have liked to get my hands on some of the Italian fuckers tonight, but taking out more as a sniper will also satisfy my need to take revenge for Julian's men. Who the fuck do they think they are trying to take Julian's run? I slow my steps, sure to stay perfectly quiet as I walk up to the motherfucker already on top of the building. He must see my guys come into view because he raises his rifle, but I pull my knife, jerk his head back, and slice him open from ear to ear. He gurgles as he falls, and I scowl at the blood that spurted on my shirt. I hate getting dirty. With a shrug, I assume his last position and lift my rifle. In position, I murmur so the others can hear. 1 down. We're a go, Julian says, and then all hell breaks loose below, sending adrenaline through my veins. As the Italians scatter, I take aim. 2 down, I say, squeezing the trigger of my Barrett MK-22, picking off men one by one. 3, 4, Carson says, hardly breathing hard after pulling a man's throat apart with his bare hands. Scary motherfucker. 5, Mateo says. 6 and 7, Luke announces. One by one, we count them off. None of our men are hit. 22, Julian says. That was the last one. But I see more movement. No, there's 2 more, I say, taking aim. Back of the building, hiding behind crates. I can't get a shot. On it, Mateo says. Only cowards fucking hide. He hits one and the other runs right into my crosshairs and I take the shot. 24. I say calmly. I'm coming down. By the time I walk into the warehouse, our foot soldiers are working on removing the heads from the bodies, so I stay out of the way of the blood. It's not that I'm afraid to get messy, as I've been covered in my fair share of blood, but tonight there's no need. Spider swears as he slices his knife through a man's throat. Decapitating grown men is hard work. Why don't you just send their tongues? Luke asks Julian with a grunt. Because receiving a crate full of 24 heads sends a message, Julian replies smoothly as he takes photos. You're not wrong, Carson says as we walk back toward the cars. Julian's men will stay behind and finish up here, but it already took far longer than I expected it to. It's past 6 in the morning when we reach the plane. I pull out my phone and see the texts from Bruno. Bruno, she got back to the motel fine. I'll stay here until I have more instructions. Without replying, I slip the phone back into my pocket and prepare to sleep on the flight back to Vegas.
Chapter 12. Lulu. What a night. It was exhausting, exhilarating, and another steep learning curve. My mixology class had given me excellent knowledge, but working somewhere like Rapture, where most people ordered classier drinks than white wine, beer, or a Cosmo, I was being stretched every shift. I love it. The walk back? Not so much. I still had that niggling feeling of being followed, so I took a roundabout route back this morning, hoping that on the off chance my father's people had thought to look for me in Vegas, that I was outsmarting them. Could they have found me this quickly? That thought kept going around and around in my mind, and I had to believe no, they couldn't. So my plan is to sleep the whole day away. I can just feel it. I'm not stupid enough to completely let my guard down, but I feel it's okay to rest, take a breath, and then find a better hotel closer to the club. I made almost $1,000 in tips tonight. I smile to myself and wiggle my butt, trying to get comfortable in this crappy bed. If I'm honest, I had hoped I'd see Rome again last night. But what was I really expecting would come of seeing him anyway? He was a good-looking, sexy as sin man who possibly only came to Rapture once a week. But what had Rita meant by Rome saw her first? Of course, I didn't ask anyone about him because even I knew that was foolish. Let it go, girl. You're not here to meet a man. You're here to start a new life. End of. Sleep. Find a new hotel. Eat. Work. That's what you need to focus on. I'm just about to drop off to sleep when I hear something at the door. My eyes pop open and I strain to listen. A rattle? Maybe just someone walking by. But then I hear something brush against the thin wood. Oh shit. Someone is definitely at my door. Suddenly, the mechanics of the lock move as if someone has opened it with a key card, and I bound out of bed and run for the bathroom. I turn to close the door and see a huge man rush in. His sneering face is the last thing I see as I slam the door closed and lock it, shoving wet towels from my shower along the bottom and try to breathe through my hammering heart. I feel like I just ran a marathon.
Do you think this will keep me out, you stupid bitch?
He's jiggling the door handle while I desperately search for a weapon. Shit! I have hairspray. That would probably hurt his eyes. I arm myself with the can, but then the asshole goes quiet, and there's a thud on the floor right outside the door. It's a trap. He wants me to open the door so he can attack. It's not going to fucking work, you piece of shit! I call out. I'm calling the cops! I'm absolutely not calling the cops, but he doesn't know that. I know he's one of my father's men. I recognized him as a foot soldier who I've seen around the house. And if he found me, then my father knows where I am. Fuck! How? How could he find me this easily? I've covered my tracks, used cash for everything I've bought. What am I going to do? How am I going to get out of here? And where the hell will I go if I get out of here? God, I'm so fucking tired.
You can come out.
There are 2 knocks on the door.
I won't hurt you.
Right, I've heard that one before. Go fuck yourself. Shit, he didn't pass out after all. Oh God, what am I going to do? There's no window in here. I can't escape. The only way out is through the room. Through him.
No, you don't understand. I'm really not going to hurt you.
I won't go back! I yell in return as the panic attack starts to set in. You can tell my father to kiss my ass! You'll have to kill me first! I gasp and push my hand against my mouth. Oh God. They'll kill me. Or at the very least beat the shit out of me, and my dad will still make me marry that guy. Whoever he is. It's hard to breathe in here. There's not enough air. Am I using up all the air? Am I running out of oxygen? I'm going to die in this bathroom. Fuck! I am going to die!
Boss,
a man says from the other side of the door.
We have a situation. Chapter 13. Rome. What kind of situation? I ask Bruno as I step off the airplane. Some goon broke into her room, he says, and I fill with anger. She managed to run to the bathroom, but she's scared out of her mind and won't come out. She keeps saying she won't go back. Did you kill him? Won't go back to where? What secrets are you keeping, Firefly? No, he's just unconscious. Good. I'll be there in less than 10 minutes. We're all going with you, Carson says after I hang up. I've got this. If it has to do with your little bartender, we're all going. What bartender? Mateo demands. He's got a girl, Carson replies, but I let them talk their shit as I run for my car. Luke has it started, and we're on our way within seconds, with the others on our tail. Who the fuck would want to hurt her? I ask no one specifically. Maybe she has a past, boss, Luke shrugs. I mean, we all do. I narrow my eyes, and as soon as he pulls up to the motel room, I jump out and rush inside.
I won't come out!
She screams, and I can hear the panic, the terror in her voice.
Please just leave!
After a moment, I hear her cry more softly.
I'd rather kill myself than let him marry me off.
What the fuck? Bruno shrugs. She's been like this since we hung up. I look down at the man on the floor. He's the one who broke in? Yep. Get him into the cell. We'll deal with him later. Bruno nods, and with Spider's help, they lift the man and get him out of the room. Julian, Carson, and Mateo file in, looking around in disdain. You let your girl live like this? Julian asks, and I roll my eyes. Lulu, I say calmly. Open the door.
No way!
Listen to me. You're safe. This is Rome. She's quiet for a second. Then she unlocks and cracks the door. I don't push inside. She's fucking terrified.
Are you one of my father's men too?
She has tears rolling down her sweet cheeks.
Oh God, my man radar is so fucked up.
No. I shake my head and step closer, but she moves to close the door, and now I press my hand against it, keeping it open. Listen to me, Firefly. I don't know who your father is. I'm not here because of him.
You're lying.
I narrow my eyes. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a fucking liar. Her eyes flick over my shoulder and fill with more fear.
Carson.
Before I can ask how the fuck she knows my brother, Carson replies, At your service.
Oh God. He hired all of you, didn't he? That's why you've been hanging out at the club.
She retreats into the bathroom, huddles against the wall, and I walk in after her.
It was all a setup. I am so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid.
I raise my hand to brush her hair off her face, but she flinches as if I'm going to hurt her, and I pause. A woman only reacts like that when she's been hit before. I won't hurt you. She's sobbing now, and she shakes her head. She's panicked, Julian says from behind me. You won't be able to calm her down like this. She doesn't know any of us. She's terrified. Lulu. She sniffs and swallows, but she won't look at me.
Just do it.
She whispers.
If you're going to hurt me, just do it. You have blood on you. Obviously, you're going to hurt me.
Shit. Of course, the blood scares her. Baby, I'm not going to hurt you. Christ, she's breaking the dead black heart in my chest. Someone did, Mateo says behind me and passes me a water bottle. Here, get her to drink this. Have some water and take a breath. I glance back at the others to find them all crowding into the tiny bathroom. Jesus, get out of here. No wonder she's terrified. The three of them back out and it's just the two of us now. I want to scoop her to me and kiss her head. I want to soothe her and reassure her that absolutely nothing can hurt her. But there's no way she'll let me right now. Hey, this will feel good on your throat. Take a drink. She's shaking and her eyes are on mine as she takes a sip, then another, and wipes a drop off her mouth with the back of her hand before passing it back to me. That's my girl. I promise you I won't let anything happen to you. She frowns and presses her lips together. Christ, she's so full of life, so full of fire and flirtation at the club, and now she's been reduced to this? When I find out who's responsible for this, they're going to lose their head, right after I'm finished removing their limbs and internal organs.
I don't believe you,
she whispers. That's okay. It doesn't make it less true. After a few minutes, her eyes get heavy and she scowls at me.
Did you drug me?
I glance over my shoulder and see Mateo looking in on us. He just nods. The fucker. Yeah, baby, we drugged you. I need to get you home. She whimpers.
I don't want to go back. Please, please don't take me back home. He'll hurt me. He sold me.
She's swaying and I catch her in my arms as she finally passes out. Who the fuck sold her? Her father? Who the hell are you, Firefly? I whisper, holding her close to me. She feels so right in my arms, which is only just keeping my fury at bay. You're going to pay for drugging my girl, I inform Mateo, who just smirks. It's easier than pulling her out of there kicking and screaming, he replies. I carry her out of the bathroom and turn to Luke. Pack up whatever she has here and meet me back at the penthouse. Sure thing, boss. What's next? Julian asks. I'm going to get her settled in my bed, and then I have some questions for the asshole in the cell. Oh, good. I'm coming along. Carson grins. I have some new toys to play with. You're a sadistic son of a bitch. I know. Chapter 14. Rome. Mateo holds the door of my penthouse open so I can walk through with Lulu in my arms. How long will she be out? I ask as I pass by. Let me do some math. He winks, one eye closed, and looks at the ceiling. She didn't drink much. I'd say a couple more hours, probably. Hours? The fuck? What if she drunk more than a few sips? I turn and scowl again at Mateo. He shrugs. I had to think fast on my feet, man, he argues. Fuck you. I'm putting her in my bed. Then we're going down to the cell. Let's hope Carson hasn't killed him already when we get there. He knows better, I say over my shoulder as I climb the stairs. I've never enjoyed holding women. I'm not a snuggler. But having this woman in my arms against me feels like nothing I've ever experienced. I want to feel her. I want to hold her. Yes, I want to fuck her until we're both unconscious, but it's more than that. I want her. And now she's mine. Gently, I lay her on top of my bed and cover her with a spare blanket. I feel their glances. Thankfully, they were wise enough not to say anything to my face. They all know I fuck women, often, but I never bring women here. I've never let a woman come into my bedroom and certainly have never had one sleep or fuck here. Hell no. But it feels right to have my Firefly here. Yet they've said nothing. They've only had my back. We're all going with you. That's family. Fuck, that's my family. Sleep it off, I murmur and kiss her sweet forehead. She smells like roses. With one last look, I stride out of the room and down to where Mateo is waiting. Julian and Carson are already at the cell. We take the elevator to the basement. Each of our main properties has a room just like this one for interrogation purposes. Hooks hang from the ceiling for strapping men up. A few wooden chairs sit off to the side of the room. There's a drain in the middle and a workbench placed next to the chair where the man who tried to hurt my Firefly is tied up, already swollen and bloody. You started without us, I say casually as I approach the man. I shoved my hands in my pockets as I stared down at him. Just warmed him up a bit, Carson says from where he leans casually against the wall. Julian is at the workbench pulling out tools. Mateo walks behind him. We have 4 men outside the door. We won't need them, but they're there just in case. I'm going to start nicely, I inform him, looking into his hard brown eyes. I can already tell he has no intention of speaking. That will pass when I start to skin him. Fuck you, he growls, and I nod, then pace away 2 strides before I take my jacket off and toss it aside. I'm still wearing all of my weapons from the op in LA. I still have blood on my shirt. That will have to go before my girl wakes up. I tug off my tie and roll my sleeves before I turn back around, and when the man looks at me again, his eyes narrow. I know you, he says. Do you? I lift an eyebrow. I'm intrigued. Who am I? He tips his head to the side as if trying to place me. You're Alexander. He looks around the room. Why do the kings of Vegas give a shit what I do with that little slut? I backhand him and watch with satisfaction when blood flies out of the corner of his mouth. I'm the one asking questions. He spits blood onto my shoe, then grins up at me. His teeth are red. I'm not in the mood to answer them. No? I nod and walk over to Julian, who hands me a cleaver off the tool bench. In one smooth move, I sever 3 of his fingers from his left hand, and he wails in pain. Good one, Carson says with a satisfied nod. You always have the best aim. You must spend a lot of time practicing. It's an art form, Mateo adds. That probably hurts, I agree, eyeing the hand bleeding down the chair and onto the concrete floor. Who do you work for? He shakes his head. You're about to lose all of your fingers, and I don't like repeating myself, I inform him. Who do you work for? More head shakes, so I take the rest of the fingers on that hand. Fuck, Mateo smirks. How's he supposed to jack off now? He still has another hand, Julian says with a negligent shrug. For now, I add. Who do you work for? And before you shake your ugly head, remember that I have no qualms about skinning you alive. Your death will be a slow one. I'm gonna die here anyway. His face is a mask of pain. True, I shrug. But I can make it fast, or it can last for days. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Who the fuck do you work for? Look, I'm just a foot soldier, he says, but that's not what I asked. Listen, I'm gonna call you Vinny, okay? Listen, Vinny, I didn't ask what you do. Christ, just remove his spleen, Carson growls as Vinny licks his lips. I was just supposed to kidnap her, not hurt her. He's talking fast now as if this will keep him alive. Okay, maybe rough her up a little, but that's nothing she's not used to. I had to deliver her alive. I backhand him again, wishing I could kill the fucker right now. But that's nothing she's not used to. Fuck. Her bruises, the scar on her back. Someone hurt her, often. I fist his greasy hair in my hand and pull his face back. Who do you work for? He folds his lips together and I hold my hand out. Pliers. Now it's getting fun. Carson's voice is full of glee as he rubs his hands together. Start with the molars. He's a sick son of a bitch. Last chance, I tell him, before you lose all of your teeth. Now he starts to cry, but he doesn't talk. When the last one is gone, I squat before him. He passed out from the pain twice, maybe from a little blood loss. We woke him right up again. This could go on for days. You're going to tell me who you work for, Vinny, and why you were trying to touch something that belongs to me. Doesn't, he whispers, and I narrow my eyes. Who does she belong to? The boss. This is fucking tedious, Mateo says as he drags his hand down his face. And she'll wake up soon. Let's take his foot, I announce as I stand and Vinny moans. Tell me who you fucking work for. I pick up an axe and swing it around. Tell me now. Rizzo. The room stills. My eyes find Julian's. Salvatore Rizzo, I ask as I let the axe fall to the floor. Yeah. He's breathing hard. Kill me. Why does he want to go? Julian asks.
Don't know. Just told.
I spin on my heel and leave the room. There's a scream, and then silence behind me as Carson's the last to leave. Christ, Rome, Julian says. Not here, I reply as I press the call button for the elevator, then press my hand to the palm reader for the penthouse floor. We're silent as we ride up, and when we walk inside, I peel off to go check on my Firefly. She's still out cold. I trash the clothes I was wearing, take a shower to get any blood or body matter off my body, and change into fresh slacks and a shirt, then walk downstairs. Who the fuck is she? Julian demands. Because if she has the Italian Mafia after her, she's not just an anonymous bartender, and she kept saying she's not going back to her father. Is she a setup? Matteo asks with a scowl. No. I pace in front of the windows that give me a view of the strip. The glass is bulletproof and treated so I can see out, but no one can see in. Rome, listen, Julian says. He's always the most reasonable of us, and that's not saying much because the man can be unhinged. It's a little too convenient that Rizzo tried to take over my port, and his men tried to steal your bartender at the same time. You really don't know her, Carson adds. She's worked for you for 2 fucking days. She could be a scout for them, a spy. I shake my head, but they keep going. Stop thinking with your dick, Matteo says with growing impatience, and I cross my arms over my chest. You didn't see her the night she came in here, I reply evenly. I know she had nothing to do with what happened in L.A. I have questions, and we'll get the answers, but I'm telling you she's not a fucking spy. I don't trust her, Julian says. That's fine, I reply, because you do trust me. He's already shaking his head when I hear a noise come from upstairs, and we all go perfectly still. Suddenly, feet slap on the hardwood floors, and we turn to the stairs as Lulu runs down them and toward the front door.
Chapter 15. Lulu. My head is killing me and my mouth is dry. I turn on the bed and pry an eye open. Then I sit up straight, and my heart feels like it's going to pound out of my chest. Where the fuck am I? I'm not in my motel room. And then I start to remember. I was going to sleep, but someone burst into my room. I hid in the bathroom. He was going to hurt me. Then Rome came. Rome works for my father. Panic rises up my throat and threatens to choke me as I look around. This bed is too nice. The bedding feels too good for it not to be something my father is paying for. He may beat the shit out of me every chance he gets, but he makes sure I'm always in the lap of luxury. Fucking hypocrite. I need to get out of here. I move to stand and feel woozy, but take a deep breath. Hold it together. Just get out of here. Run away and fall apart later. I walk to the door and turn the knob, surprised when it isn't locked, and open it just a crack. I don't hear anyone, and no one guards me from the other side. For a second, I stand and try to listen, but I don't hear anything through the rushing in my ears. It feels still. I can say I'm on the second floor. In a house? I must be in a house. Maybe I can run to a neighbor for help. Just run. I swallow hard, then do what my gut tells me. I run. My bare feet slap against the floor, but I don't care. I see the stairs, and I manage to get down them without falling and breaking my neck. Just when I see the door, a huge body steps in front of me and takes me by the shoulders before I crash into his chest. No.
Going somewhere, Firefly?
Let me go, I say and feel the tears come. Just let me go.
I can't do that,
He replies.
Look at me.
He takes my chin in his fingers and makes me look way up into his bright blue eyes. I know I should be petrified. Rome is a big man who far outweighs me and is so much stronger than I am. But I'm not scared. I also don't trust him because I'm not that stupid.
I'm not letting you go,
He says, staring into my eyes.
and I'm not going to hurt you.
I clamp my mouth shut. Christ, I'm going to be sick. And he must see it because I'm suddenly airborne, cradled in his arms, and he's hurrying past the other men from the motel room.
What happened to Rome?
One of them asks.
Never seen anything like it.
Another says. He gets me to the toilet in time, and I throw up until I can't breathe, and I'm covered in a layer of sweat.
God, I'm sorry.
Rome murmurs, and I realize he's pressed a cold, wet cloth to the back of my neck.
I'm going to kick Mateo's ass for drugging you.
Didn't my father tell you to?
No.
His big hand rubs up and down my back, and I want to lean into his touch and purr.
I don't know who your father is, Lulu.
Is he telling me the truth? I want him to be. From the moment I laid eyes on this man, I've been pulled to him. I can't explain it, but I don't think it's all because of my vagina.
Better?
He asks. I nod, and he leads me to the sink where I swish water in my mouth. Then he leads me out of the bathroom. 3 huge men stare at me, and I stop dead in my tracks.
We do not work for your father,
Carson says. His voice is still hard and gravelly.
We don't work for anyone but ourselves. And we need to know who your father is.
Another of them says. Who are you?
This is Julian and Mateo.
Rome says, pointing at each of them. His arm is still wrapped around my shoulders, holding me to his side. Julian is the one who asked about my father. My gaze bounces between them, and I think they're telling me the truth. I don't think they work for my dad. If they did, wouldn't they just take me to him rather than bring me wherever I am? I take a shaky breath, and when my knees want to give out, Rome picks me up and carries me to a couch, where he sets me down and covers me with a blanket. I'm not cold, I tell him.
I don't want them looking at you without more of you covered.
He replies simply, calming me with an even, deep tone that seeps into my nervous system. I'm in my sleep shirt and shorts, no bra, because that's what I was wearing when everything happened. Oh, I tug the blanket around me. Okay, I'm not trying to cause trouble.
Great.
Julian says.
We don't want trouble. Who's your dad, Lulu?
I can't escape. Rome won't let me out of this place, and the 3 men in front of me, who all have splatters of blood on them, quietly terrify me. Yet, inexplicably, I feel safe, even though I was drugged. Fuck. Salvatore Rizzo. It's a whisper, and all 4 seem to lean closer to me. And they look mad. My real name is Eloise Rizzo, but my friends call me Lulu. I use the term friends loosely because I don't really have any, but my classmates and our housekeeper call me Lulu. I had to run away, so I came to Vegas. I found a job, and I like it, and I don't want to leave, but obviously my dad found me, and I won't go back to him, so I have to leave Vegas. I have some money, so I can just go and be out of your way. Wait. Why do you care who my dad is? I frown up at them. If you don't work for him, and you're not going to make me go back, what does it matter? They share a look. What don't I know? I ask them. Oh, God! Is my dad dead? I blink at the thought.
Why don't you look upset by that idea?
Rome asks me. I'm only upset that I didn't get to watch, I mutter and look down at my hands. I hope it was painful. The bastard sold me. I shake my head. Out of all the horrible, painful things he's done to me through the years, that's the one thing that I can't reconcile. He sold me.
He didn't send you here?
Julian asks me. I shake my head, but then feel dizzy. No. And you didn't answer me. Is he dead or not?
As far as we know,
Mateo says.
he's alive.
Shit. Tears fill my eyes. I have to go. It's not safe for me here. I go to stand, but Rome urges me back on the couch and turns to the others.
Give us some time,
He says.
She needs to answer.
Carson begins, but Rome shakes his head.
She'll answer, but she's sick thanks to Mateo. Give us some time.
The three of them don't look happy about it, but they do file out of the apartment? I still don't know where I am. I don't want you to be in danger, I whisper.
I'm not.
He says, lifting me off the couch, blanket and all. I'm not a petite girl. The fact that he can just carry me around is alarming, and a reminder of just how strong he is. He steps in the kitchen and pours me some water, and as I sit on the counter, I drink some of it, watching him over the rim.
How's your stomach? Do you want some food?
I wrinkle my nose. Definitely not.
Hold on to your water.
I do as I'm told, and he lifts me again, this time carrying me up the stairs and back into the bedroom where I woke up. Is this your bedroom? I ask him.
Yes.
He sets the glass on the bedside table, pulls the blankets on the bed back, and gestures for me to climb inside.
Lie down, Firefly.
Why do you call me that? I don't fight him. I scoot over in the bed and turn on my side so I can watch him. Rome unbuttons his shirt, removes it and tosses it aside, and my eyes are plastered to his naked torso. Holy fucking Jesus in a rowboat. How? How is he so muscly? And covered in ink from his jawline to his fingers and everything in between. There are words and images, an angel, flowers. It would take hours to look at them all, and my fingers itch to touch him.
My eyes are up here, Firefly.
My cheeks darken as I roll my lips together and lift my eyes to his. He's grinning. You have a nice smile, I say, surprising us both. Leaving his slacks on, Rome climbs onto the bed, but he doesn't touch me. He rolls onto his side, facing me, and pulls the covers up to our shoulders. What are we doing? I ask him.
Hopefully we're going to nap.
He says.
You need to sleep more of that off, and I haven't slept in 2 days, so a few hours sounds good.
Why don't you sleep?
Work.
He says simply.
Why did you run from your dad?
I tuck my hands under my chin and let out a breath. I should have run away a long, long time ago, but I didn't have any resources, and despite what he did, well, I guess it was easier to stay. That makes me sound weak, and I hate that.
I haven't known you long, but I know you aren't weak.
I feel warm with his words. I can't believe I'm telling him so much, that I feel safe to talk to him like this. I don't know how much you know about the Mafia. I cringe. That sounds like something out of a movie, but my father is kind of a big deal in that world.
I know who he is.
Rome replies, surprising me. You do? He nods. He's not a good man. Not even to me. I shake my head. Anyway, he came to me not quite a week ago and told me that he'd arranged a marriage for me, and I'd be expected to go with this guy within an hour of his little announcement. Rome's eyes go cold. I know that arranged marriages happen all the time in organized crime. It just is what it is. But he'd never talked about it with me before. Not that he really talked to me much. I know very little about what he does, except that he makes a lot of money and he gets off on hurting people. Rome takes a breath.
How do you know that?
I chew on my lip, looking at the angel on his chest. I don't want to tell him how I know. Anyway, when I told him that I wouldn't marry whoever this guy was, I'd never met him before and I didn't know the name, he hit me. Rome's jaw clenches. Wasn't the first time, but I knew that I couldn't stay. That I wouldn't just blindly go to whoever my father sold me to and hope that my home life there would be better than it had been before. I'd prepared to leave during the few years leading up to this, and I grabbed my go bag and left. I knew he'd look for me. I'm not stupid. And he'd never just let me go. That's why I found the cheap motel, because he'd never think to look for me there. Well, that, and I didn't have much money. I don't know how that guy found me.
Why Vegas?
He asks as he reaches out to push my hair behind my ear, and it sends warmth down my whole body. I love this man's hands. It was convenient, I admit. I'm from Reno, and it was a quick and cheap bus ride. I didn't lie to my boss, as I really do have a background in mixology, so I figured I'd find a job here pretty quickly. Am I digging myself a deeper hole right now? I feel so stupid. I like the job, and I'll miss it. I like my coworkers. It sucks that I have to leave. Rome reaches out and brushes his finger down my cheek, sending a shiver through me.
You don't have to do anything right now. You're safe here. No one can get to you. So why don't you relax and sleep off the rest of that drug?
My eyes are heavy, and this bed is so comfy, and I feel good when I'm with Rome. So without fighting him, I let my eyes drift closed and fall asleep.
Chapter 16. Rome. She fell asleep so easily and quickly, as though she could finally let her guard down. Her plump lips part as she breathes deeply in sleep, and she looks so right in my bed. I can't help but reach out for her and hug her to me, careful of her bruised ribs. She said she was mugged, and I don't think she was lying. Some of the bruises look fresh. But I know now that the more advanced bruises, and possibly the scar on her back, were caused by a man I despise. It makes me see red. But she nuzzles her little nose against my chest, and some of the tension within me settles. Even more strangely, despite the question marks that hover over Lulu's life story and my brother's valid concerns, I have no desire to back away from her. I plant my face in her hair and kiss her head, breathing her in. You're not going anywhere, Firefly. You're home. And her father is going to die.
Chapter 17. Lulu. I don't know if I've ever felt so cozy. I'm surrounded by warmth. My face rests against a hard, warm chest, and when I open my eyes, it's to see the rest of a tattooed torso in my line of vision. Rome. We weren't touching when we fell asleep, but here we are now. Cuddling. Actually, that term's too simple for it. We're wrapped up in each other. His arms are holding me against him, and it feels so good. I don't know if I've ever been held like this before. I'm not a virgin, but the few sexual encounters I had with just one man weren't followed up with cuddling in bed. There was no bed. My arm is draped over his stomach, and my leg is hitched up high on his thighs. For fuck's sake, I'm clinging to the poor man like a monkey in a tree. What if he doesn't like to be touched? I guess he would have rolled away from me if that were the case. He's relaxed beneath me, breathing in long, deep breaths, obviously still asleep. I want to drag my fingers over his 8-pack abs, over the ink and the soft, warm skin. Holding my breath, I ease my head back to see his face. It's relaxed in sleep, but he still looks grouchy, with that little line between his dark eyebrows, as if even in dreams something pisses him off. His full lips are closed. They look like they could do all kinds of naughty things to me, and just the thought of it has my core tightening. Rome has a good nose. It might have been broken once because he has a bump on the bridge. Full dark eyelashes lay against his tanned cheek, and his dark hair is tousled from sleep. Everything about this man is sexy. His voice, the way his blue eyes watch me as he listens to me. Hell, the listening is sexy. Even though we've only had a few conversations and they haven't been long or of much substance, I feel like he sees me. Like he wants to know me. With my eyes pinned to his face, I let my hand drift over his abdomen, and God, if I don't love the way his smooth skin feels under my touch. Each muscle is defined, and I enjoy exploring each hill and valley up to his chest. I want to kiss his neck, maybe bite him there and leave a mark. Mine. I mentally shake my head at my audacity. He's not mine. He's just being nice to me, and I don't even really know why. I don't know how he knows who my father is or why it's important. I have a lot of my own questions.
You're thinking way too hard.
I startle at the rough words, but I don't stop touching him until he takes my hand in his and kisses my palm, before bringing them both to his stomach and resting them there. How long have you been awake? He opens one eye and peers down at me.
Since you started getting handsy.
I bite my lip. Not sorry. He huffs out a laugh.
I didn't think you were.
In the quiet of the next few seconds, it feels good to lie here like this, as if we do it all the time. As if we've done it for years, and it's the most natural thing in the world. Thank you for everything, I whisper.
Go back to sleep.
I grin. God, I like this guy. I can't. I really do have to go.
No.
His hold on me tightens and he rolls onto his side and hugs me against him.
You're staying. Go back to sleep, Firefly.
I lean in and press my lips to his chest and he stills. I couldn't resist it. It's right there, and his skin feels good against my lips. I have to figure out what I'm going to do, Rome. I don't know where I am. I guess I'll go to work tonight and tell them it'll be my last shift. But I have to walk there, and I don't know where we are right now or how far away it is. I feel his gaze on me and look up to find him frowning.
You don't know who I am,
he says, as if he's just now realizing this. You're Rome, a member of the club, kind of a scary guy, but I'm not scared of you, surprisingly, and you snuggle well. I sincerely hope you're not married, but if you brought me to your house, I assume you're not. Or she's super understanding, which would make her a better woman than me because I would haul me out of here by the hair. Anyway, that's about it. He blinks.
There's a lot to unpack there. No, I'm not married or attached to anyone in any way. Well, I wasn't. I'm Rome Alexander. Rapture is downstairs, so the commute is pretty short. I own this building. We're in my penthouse on the top floor.
My jaw drops. Oh, God. This is Mr. Alexander. This is my boss. Well, technically my boss's boss. And what did he mean by he wasn't attached to anyone? I'm so sorry. I pull out of his arms, my cheeks flaming from being completely mortified, and roll away from him, then cover my face with my hands. Oh, Christ, I'm so sorry. I am not this unprofessional, Mr. Alexander. Give me 10 minutes and I'll be out of your way.
You're cute.
I peek through my fingers and find Mr. Alexander, lying on his back with his hands tucked behind his head, watching me with humor-filled eyes. What?
Adorable. Tonight isn't your last shift, by the way.
I could have sworn you were here for the conversation before I fell asleep.
I was. You're safe here, Eloise.
Eloise. Why does it sound so sexy rolling off those lips? I appreciate the offer, Mr. Alexander, but...
Rome.
Huh? He sits up and lets the blanket fall to his waist, and once again, my eyes feast on his tattoos.
You can call me Rome. When we're here, or in the club, or wherever, you use my name. Got it?
Okay.
Second, you live here now.
I shake my head, but he takes my face in his hands and leans in to kiss my forehead. God, he has good lips.
Are you telling me you'd rather live in that roach coach you called a motel?
I only found one roach, I inform him, but he doesn't laugh. No, I hated it there.
See?
No, I don't see.
I'll lay it out for you. You'll live here, in my penthouse, with me. You'll continue working as a bartender downstairs.
Am I being held prisoner? He scowls and honestly looks offended.
Of course not. But if you leave the building, you take guards with you until I speak with your father.
And I'm out. I pull away and get out of bed. If you're speaking with my father, I'm leaving. Absolutely not.
Do you think after what he's put you through, I'll stand by and let him get away with it?
My father is a powerful man, and I will not put you or anyone else in danger. And if one of his goons found me, others are on the way. I have to go. He stands and faces me, pushing his hand through his dark hair.
You're also looking at a powerful man, Eloise. Your father doesn't fucking scare me.
He should. He scares the shit out of me. I'm not kidding, Rome. Suddenly, his face goes hard and it makes it hard to swallow. Shit, he's intimidating.
Neither am I, Firefly. Those 3 men you met earlier? The 4 of us make up the Kings of Vegas. We run this city. Your father sent his man into our territory. For that alone, we need to have a conversation.
He steps up to me and brings his hand up to my cheek, and it immediately calms me.
Added to that, he hurt you and threatened you. He'll pay for that.
I left one organized crime household and fell into another. That's what you're saying? He lets out a frustrated breath.
I will never hurt you. You're safe here, Eloise, I promise.
Why do you call me Firefly? He leans in, and I think he's going to kiss me. My thighs press together, and I lick my lips in anticipation. But then he simply kisses my forehead again.
Because I can.
He walks away, leaving me feeling cold.
Shelley will be here at 7.
I scowl. Who the hell is Shelley?
A personal shopper. You need more clothes.
And with that, he closes the bathroom door, and I can only stare after him. I'm in an alternate universe. Chapter 18. Lulu. I'm in the middle of eating an entire pizza by myself. I'm so hungry. When a woman waltzes into the penthouse, pulling 2 racks of clothes, and then another woman follows, also pulling 2 more racks of clothes. I stop chewing and stare. Rome left after the pizza came and told me to make myself at home. So I'm sitting at the dining room table, still in my sleep clothes, legs crossed under me, and I'm no longer alone. You must be Lulu, woman number 1 says with a bright smile. I'm Shelley. This is my sister, Sheila. Now that I get a good look, I see that they're twins. Hi, I reply, setting my slice of pepperoni down. You're early. I know, Shelley says, brushing a lock of her red hair out of her eyes. But Mr. Alexander mentioned that you have to work at 9, and I wanted to give you plenty of time. Men don't understand that this can be time-consuming. Nice to meet ya, Sheila says with a wave. Abandoning my plate, I cross to where the women are fussing with the clothes. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not a stranger to shopping. I've done plenty of that in my lifetime, but the store has never come to me. I think we got your size right, Sheila says with a nod. And if anything doesn't fit, but you love it, we can exchange it. I don't really have a big budget, I inform them. Oh, honey, don't worry about that. Mr. Alexander already paid for everything. I shake my head and take a few steps back just as the door opens and Rome walks in. He surveys the scene and nods at the women.
Ladies,
He says.
Does the living room work, or would you rather use the den?
I'll change in the bathroom, I say as I cross to him and grab his hand, linking my fingers with his. He glances down at our hands, but doesn't pull away from me. Can I please speak with you privately?
Of course.
He says, leading me toward his office. We'll start with workwear, Shelley calls out to me, "and we'll meet you in the den." "Thanks," I call back, then prop my hands on my hips when we get to the office. "You can't buy me all of those clothes." He leans back against the desk and crosses his arms, then rubs his finger over his lips.
Why not?
"Because that's ridiculous."
Fine. You paid for them.
I narrow my eyes at him. "I'll buy a few things, but you just wasted their time, Rome." He shakes his head and pushes away from the desk to cross to me.
Are you always this difficult?
"I'm not being difficult."
Yes, you are. You'll take whatever you like. It's all been paid for, so don't worry about that.
"But..." He shuts me up by wrapping his arms around my shoulders and pressing his lips to the top of my head. It's the nicest way I've been shut up, that's for sure. This is the nicest a man has ever been to me in my life. And I can't believe it, but I trust it. "Are you buttering me up with cuddles?"
Is it working?
I sigh and wrap my arms around his waist. "Kind of." He chuckles and tips my chin up so he can kiss the tip of my nose. This man still hasn't kissed my lips yet, and man, do I want him to.
They're just clothes, Firefly.
"Those are expensive. I didn't look at the labels, but I know expensive clothes when I see them. I wore them once upon a time."
And you'll wear them again, but they won't come from your father.
He drags his fingertips down my cheek to my neck. Suddenly, all I can picture is his hand around my throat, forcing me to my knees, and holy shit, that's my new goal in life. I wonder if I can manifest that. Except he hasn't made any moves on me at all. I don't even know if he's attracted to me like that.
What?
He skims his finger over my eyebrow. I bite my lip. I'm struggling to see how this makes sense, Rome. You were a stranger only hours ago, it feels. And now you're cuddling me when I've never been cuddled by a man before, and... Are you even attracted to me? Fuck, I feel like a fool. Of course he's not. Maybe he wants a pet. I've read romances where the alpha hero just wants a pet. His eyes darken and his hand slides into my hair at the back of my head. He makes a fist and tugs my head back more.
You're in my home, slept in my bed, in my arms, and I just brought all of the ready-to-wear items in the city for you to choose from. Why would you think I'm not attracted to you?
You haven't kissed me. It's a whispered confession, and his eyes immediately drop to my lips.
Not yet.
He murmurs and leans in, but his lips land on my forehead.
You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life.
I can't stop the psh that pushes through my lips. Right. That hand loosens, letting go of my hair, but he holds the back of my neck.
Since the moment I saw you, I wanted you. I want to get you naked and fuck you so hard and for so long you'll only ever remember me. I want to kiss you for days. I want to listen to you laugh and talk and anything else you want to do until we fall asleep, and then do it all over again. I don't deserve 1 minute with you, but I'm going to take them all.
I swallow hard. I don't know what to say. All of the words have left my brain and my blood has pooled between my legs.
I'm going to kiss you,
he murmurs, staring down at my lips again.
But it won't be a sweet peck, and it's not going to be when there are 2 women in my house, when I never let women into my house who are waiting for you.
Lick my lips. I never let women into my house. A simple, "Yeah, I'm attracted to you," would have worked. His lips quirk up into a half smile.
No, it wouldn't have. Now, go choose some clothes. I don't want you to be late for your shift.
He takes my hand and leads me out of the office and through the living room to the den, where a 3-way mirror has been magically set up in the middle of the space.
Don't fuck around,
he says to Shelley and Sheila.
I don't want you here longer than you need to be.
He turns to me.
I'll see you later, beautiful.
Where are you going? I ask him, then feel my eyes widen. Don't answer that. It's none of my business. I'm sorry. in front of the two women who are watching unabashedly. Rome steps over to me and grips my hand and gives it a squeeze.
I'm your business, Firefly. There's nowhere in this building that's off limits to you except for the basement. If you feel the need to venture down there, please talk to me first. Anywhere else, you're welcome. Even my offices, you don't even have to knock. But don't be offended if we pause the conversation upon your arrival. Now, I'll be downstairs. Have fun.
With one last kiss on my forehead, he turns and saunters out of the room, and I can't help that my eyes fall to his ass. It's a supremely gorgeous ass, especially in dress pants with his white shirt tucked in, even with the gun at the small of his back. Let's be honest, every inch of Rome should be illegal. Wow, Shelley says with a sigh. We've known him a long time, Sheila adds. I've never seen him like that. I turn to him with a frown. How is he usually? Grumpy, they say at the same time, making me smile. Yeah, he can be grumpy. Okay, I have to work in 2 hours. Let's do this.
Chapter 19. Rome. When I walk into the lounge, Rita's already here, taking inventory of the bottles.
You're here early,
She says to me. I was thinking the same about you. I slip onto a stool to stay out of her way and watch her hustle back and forth, stopping only long enough to write notes on a sheet of paper. I don't like that you're putting in 12-hour nights.
I'm fine.
I narrow my eyes at her. Rita's been with me since the beginning, and she's like a sister to me, to all 4 of us. We saved her from a sex trafficking ring, and she just never left us. Not that we'd let her leave now. She runs this lounge impeccably, and the employees and members love and trust her. Given her history, Rita has no interest in the sex club. She's never set foot in the playroom or private rooms, and doesn't attend the special shows we put on, not to mention she's the best at deflecting interest from members. And I can respect that. You work too much, I reply.
Hi, Pot. I'm Kettle.
She laughs and pushes her hair, blue tonight, over her shoulder. Rita is a colorful woman, and not just her hair falls in that category. She's tattooed all over her chest and arms, and she has more metal in her face than anyone I've ever seen. But it doesn't look out of place on her.
Let me guess, you're here to talk about Lulu.
I lift an eyebrow. Why do you think that? Rita laughs again.
Come on, Rome. You've never looked at someone the way you look at her. Not to mention, you let her touch you and didn't take her hand off.
I rarely do that, but it's not unheard of. No, I don't like to be touched. That's why when I do fuck, I like to tie the woman up so she can't reach me. Yet earlier today, I couldn't get enough of Eloise's hands all over my skin. It was unsettling and addictive, all at the same time.
So you're going to break your rule for her? The no touching the employees rule?
Looks that way. Has she been given a tour of the facilities? I know she hasn't.
No, we've been so busy when she comes on shift that she's mostly just been behind the bar and in the locker room.
I nod. I'm going to have Scarlett give her a tour tonight. Can you do without her for an hour?
Sure, especially if it's at the beginning of her shift.
I want her to go after midnight.
Are you trying to see if you can scare her off? She seems like a tough cookie to me.
No, I don't want to scare her. But she should see what happens here. She needs to know all of it. I don't have that many kinks, but there are a few, and I will want to explore them with her. I want to see her reactions, so I'll be watching on the screens. It'll tell me what she's into. It better not be threesomes, because I won't share her. Man or woman, no one touches her ever again but me. Looks like my threesome kink has officially ended. The thought of being with anyone other than my Firefly makes my gut clench.
You can have Scarlett come get her anytime,
Rita assures me.
We'll make do.
I nod, head up to my office, and find Luke waiting for me. Do you just hover in the hallway outside my office waiting for me to appear? He smirks. You wish. I just got here. We have a shipment coming in tonight. I nod and sit behind my desk. 2:00. Are we ready? I have 8 men lined up, he assures me. Good. I have a meeting in 30 with the boys. The boys is code for Julian, Mateo, and Carson, and Luke knows this. How's Lulu? He asks. She's safe, I reply. If she needs to go anywhere, she's driven with a 4-man detail. He nods and pulls his phone out of his pocket to make notes. For how long? Forever. His head whips up, and he stares at me. Seriously? Seriously. I need you to get her a phone and program my number into it. Add yours as well. And when you've finished assigning her detail, add those numbers too. I want it tonight. Good thing this is Vegas, where you can get anything 24/7. Isn't that convenient? I check the weapon at the small of my back, then slide on my suit coat. Let's go. We're meeting at Carson's. Luke nods, leading me out of the building to my waiting SUV. I want to get work wrapped up so I can get back to Rapture and escort my Firefly to work. Chapter 20. Rome. Do you believe her? Julian asks after I explain everything I learned from Eloise this afternoon to the three of them. He can't be impartial, Mateo pipes up, and I glare at him. I believe her, I reply. I don't think she knows much about what her father does. I think he's an abusive fuck who either ignored her or hurt her. I don't know who he was trying to marry her off to. I still say it's a crazy coincidence, Carson says, shaking his head. I'm not saying you're not right, but it's just so fucking unlikely, and I don't trust it. We need to get in contact with Rizzo, I say. I'd like to invite him here, but I won't. Why the hell not? Because if Lulu got wind of it, it would terrify her. She's been scared enough in her life. I won't add to it. He doesn't come here. We don't have to take him to the cell at Rapture, Julian reminds me. There are a dozen or more other locations to meet with the asshole. We're not going to